Anyway, let's kick off into this live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel made in Manchester. And welcome to the manager debate. 4 names have been mentioned by Simon Stone, reporting out of the BBC. Carlo Ancelotti, Thomas Tuchel, Mauricio Pochettino, and Julian Nagelsmann, which will, Sam, keep your pants on if you can for now. We are going to debate which one we feel would be best. Obviously, there is a lot of different kind of routes and paths we can go with this. One thing that they all have in common, which I didn't even clock until we just literally went live then, is they are all managing national teams. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Which I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of a weird spot to be in with like these caliber of managers, but here we're at. The manager thing overall, in general, lads, are you just kind of waiting until the summer? Is it best to not get overexcited with Michael Carrick and make a sensible decision in the summer? Is that where you both at, let's say, with it at the minute?
Go on, Chivy.
I mean, one of you, if you both don't want to speak, I give my opinion. But yeah, go on.
No, I think we're just both being polite.
Yeah,
to let the other one
for
speak.
once.
Yeah, I suppose. For once. I mean, I suppose that's the situation. I think we've been burnt before in this sort of situation. So I think people are trying to keep their emotions together, not trying to, get carried away by anything. So yeah, waiting until the summer to make a final decision on the manager is probably the best sort of situation that we can find ourselves in. However, I would say that the current manager, should be part of the options. I think. If we see performances like this, I think he should definitely be in there as a candidate.
I'm just thinking, you got a really nice hoodie on there, Chivy. Where did you get it from?
It's a really, really nice hoodie, really good quality. Yeah, it's, as you can see, it's from these guys called Real Reds Talk.
Yeah, top brand.
Top brand. That's embroidered, by the way. That's not like some cheap kind of sticky stuff. That there, double RT as well.
Yeah, little detail.
So yeah,
yeah, man.
Good stuff, man.
Yeah,
Chivy's definitely going to be on the shopping channel, is he? Like presenting stuff. Like,
do you know what? That is ingrained in my head for whatever reason, because I used to stay up like late nights. The telly shopping thing is just stuck in my head.
You know what? They've got it in the hand and they're just like,
oh my god!
This, like...
Fair play to people who do that. Like 12 till 6, that shit.
You've nobody wants.
New stainless steel iron that you've got to flog for 3 hours, and it's just like, oh fuck this shit. Man.
Have you seen that Asian influencer? I think she's from China, and she literally just carries the thing up for 2 seconds. She was like this. And then just threw it away.
That's my kind of telly shopping.
You don't even know what she's just. What did she have? What was that?
Apparently in China, she has like tens of millions of followers. Yeah. People just follow her all the time, and she literally just grabs the brand like that and then just chucks it away, and then just goes like that.
Now you're starting to see it translate into TikTok. Like you can't. I don't know if you guys scroll or whatever, but when you are on it, just the live streams are like, we've got this coat here that's really top. Like, oh fuck off! You can't get away from it anywhere. No matter where you go, there's someone trying to fucking sell you. Even like I was watching something on Amazon the other day, and it's starting to come up in the bottom left-hand corner, like the actual link to like what you're seeing on the screen. So there'd be like an advert of like, I don't know, washing up powder or whatever, and it'll be like, click this bottom left-hand corner here to shop it from Amazon. And you're like,
do you know about the idea of product placement, Nick, in films?
I don't, but I have a rough idea.
Certain films, they will have a product featuring it quite heavily and over the top to the point where you're like, why are they pushing this so high? Basically, that company has funded this film to feature the product in the film. Like iRobot, there's Audi and Converse and a bunch of other stuff. And
Starbucks have been in quite a lot of
Starbucks,
films, aren't they? I think Shrek.
There's loads of stuff like this. But I've been watching a lot of really bad films the last couple of weeks. So I watched The Room with Tommy Wiseau. I don't know if anybody's seen that. It's fucking.
You've been watching really bad films?
Yeah. So
why?
I've been watching like no like cult bad. Like they're so well known.
Like Starship Troopers.
That. But like even worse, like The Room is world famous for being like horrendously bad.
Okay.
Like it's fucking terrible. I watched one yesterday called Mac and Me, which is an E.T. ripoff. Basically, it came out the year after E.T. and tried to do the same thing. But it's clearly been funded by Coca-Cola because the whole time the kids are going, "Oh, I need a drink," and they're getting a Coke. And then the alien is dying, and it's like, get him a drink quick, and they grab a Coke, and they give him the Coke, and he comes back to life because he's had a Coca-Cola and stuff. It's fucking tremendous.
E.T.'s like drink Coke, like what the fuck is going on?
It's fucking amazing. I was like, this is blatant at its best. Like, it's amazing.
Yeah. Let us know how you feel about telly shopping and shit films. Get it in the comments section. Kyle Lacey joining us saying Ancelotti is a no-no. And also, is it Simon Davis? I thought his name was Is it Simon Davis? I was like, is it Simon Davis? It is Simon Davis. Since Alex Ferguson, how many managers have you been through? Off the top of my head, it's
5 permanent.
5 permanent.
Yeah. And then 3
Moyes,
interim?
Van Gaal, Mourinho, Solskjaer, Ten Hag, Amorim.
Oh, 6. And then 3 interim? Ragnick?
No, Giggs, Ragnick, Carrick. Ole technically was an interim.
Yeah, but he ended up getting the gig. So
but he was an interim. Van Nistelrooy.
Oh,
I forgot about Ruud.
Yeah. Van Nistelrooy and Fletch.
We can literally have a 5-a-side of. No, that's like they used another word for Fletch, didn't they?
Caretaker,
and that's like
it's the same thing. It
is, but like I don't want to be. I'd rather be an interim manager.
Carrick currently isn't the interim. He is just the head coach for the rest of the season. They haven't labeled him interim. So he's just head coach for the season. Like, that's what he is. So he's not technically interim.
They're not that interim. So
yeah. There you go.
Nice. It's a Friday night and these boys have been working hard. Right, let's actually talk about managers then.
That's
Carlo Ancelotti, lads, is the main one I wanted to start off with. Obviously, former Real Madrid manager, current head coach of Brazil's national team as they head into the 2026 World Cup. And if you look at this guy's trophy cabinet, one of the most decorated managers ever. You're talking about multiple Champions League titles. You're talking league titles in all the top European leagues. A million cups, managed the biggest clubs from Milan, Chelsea, PSG, Bayern Munich. Strong win percentage. Obviously, Premier League experience is something that we would consider when we're talking about management. The guy was at Chelsea, won a Premier League and FA Cup double in 2009, 2010. And also, we all remember that little stint that he had at Everton when he brought over players like Allen in the midfield. And he was just like, what the fuck's going on here?
He was a good player as well, like a really top player in the back. I know it's way before mine and your time, Nick. Chivy probably remembers him playing. Like,
I remember... So just back to Allen, I remember, which is like, why do all Brazilian players have proper like
Fred,
Allen? What was it, Joe?
To be fair, his is Alan.
Alan. So am I saying it in the wrong way?
Anthony as well.
Anthony. You can say them all in like a proper Mancunian way, can't you? Fred, Joe, Anthony,
Alan.
What's the animal where it's just stood up and it's just going Alan?
Yeah,
that's the.
Is it a
prairie dog? Is it? Prairie dog.
Oh, a furry dog.
Yeah. Prairie
dog. Yes, you're right.
Prairie dog. Yeah.
Prairie dog.
Is that a real animal?
Yeah.
Steve.
That became like a thing, didn't it, in festivals? Do you remember? Like 4 a.m, you just hear Steve. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Someone else from the other side of the campus starts shouting it, and you're like, what's?
We did. Do you remember Family Guy where the guy's selling butt scratchers and he's going butt scratcher?
Yeah.
Butt scratcher. That we used to go across the tents for about 4 a.m. just butt
good old days. The good old days. Right. If we're gonna make a case for Carlo Ancelotti, let's talk about pros, Sam. Bringing Ancelotti, what would he bring in your opinion?
Experience. Who hasn't he managed at this point? Like he's managed every single
completed
top
football,
team to ever. Like the only, he's even managed in the Premier League. I know it was a short term at Everton, but like he has managed it.
Oh, Chelsea won a league and a cup.
Yeah. But and I think that is like that experience. Just you can't buy it. And I don't think there's a manager beside Jose Mourinho that is still working that has that level of experience. Like I don't think they exist.
They're just shits like Neil Warnock. It's
like he's been about at the top level, I'm talking about.
Have a word, ref.
Yeah,
have a word.
At top teams, at top levels, and have won major titles. Like there isn't anybody left really. Like they're all young, up and coming guys. So that experience is thing. He's worked with superstars and difficult people. He's had massive budgets. He's been able to spend. He's been able to not to spend. When recently Madrid. He ticks every box, and his personality as well. He's got the personality to come to United. Like we've had a lot of managers where they've been lacking that personality. Fergie had a personality. Ten Hag didn't really have a personality. David Moyes didn't really have a personality. Van Gaal, he had a little bit of a personality, I would say, but
Who?
not
Gaal?
enough. Van Gaal, yeah. But he
Oh,
just,
he had
yeah.
a hell of a personality.
I know,
Yeah,
but he
yeah,
didn't
the-
show it enough for United. Like, there was little bits here and there, but I don't think
It
if he
was
would
there.
have.
He's just a weirdo. Like,
If he would have gone full blown like weirdo, I would have been on board.
Lads,
I'd be like,
have
yes,
you
fine.
seen the video of him and Virgil van Dijk on a Zoom call?
Oh, it's just mental.
If
isn't
you
it?
have not seen that
It's so
footage,
mental.
please go and
Who
watch
leaked
it.
that? I want to know who leaked it.
And he's
because
talking about, is
fucking
it
hell.
like he's talking about his arsehole or something?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
just, you're like,
yeah.
this guy is fucking off his head. Honestly,
Not
he's
well.
nuts.
He's not well.
Some
He's
of his
not well.
pressers, I used to watch him at the time at United, and some of the shit he come out with, you're just like, he is just an odd being.
Do you remember?
Sometimes,
Do you remember
He's
when
so
he
random.
fell down
like-
at the
he's so
thing
random.
with his clipboard in
Yeah,
his
yeah, of
hand
course.
with
Yeah.
a referee? He was just on the floor going.
And I think Mike Smalling is a great
Mike Smalling.
player, and you're like, yeah.
Mike Smalling.
He is kind of that category, and he's been around the block, you would say. What would maybe concern you, if anything, with Ancelotti, Chibe?
I think it's the same thing that will concern me with all of them. Really, is there's no guarantee that it's gonna work. Like we talked about Van Gaal, we've had Van Gaal, we've had Josie, we've had two extremely successful managers, experience, personality, everything. You know, they know what it's like to manage big clubs, all that jazz. But there's just no guarantee. I always use the example of Felipe Scolari when he left the Brazilian team after winning the World Cup and joining Chelsea, and he was an absolute flop.
Mm-hmm.
What we can bank on with Ancelotti is the Premier League experience. So that's for me, that's the one thing I can kind of grasp and hold. And so, all right, he knows what it's like to be here.
Do you think
He's not
the
going to-
time difference, though, maybe? Because obviously,
I
he
think
managed
so,
was like
because-
2009, 10, like when he was managing.
Yeah. Even when he was at Everton recently, like football, especially in the Premier League, has is evolving at a
Changed so
very
much.
fast rate. Like it's
Yeah.
like that. Like what could work? I mean, the Pep style is already been found out. It's already dying. Like it's already evolved. So it's like there's no guarantee. This is the thing I have with all the other candidates. But with him. And then also another thing is, and this is something that I've come to realize quite recently because of ever since we've had Fletcher and since we've had Carrick with Manchester United, I feel like, and I'm surprised I'm actually saying this, but I feel like there has to be a cultural connection to the club, some sort of cultural.
Oh,
connection,
he's
because-
going down that route. He's going down that
Can you
route.
imagine? Can you just imagine that? Like,
that
imagine
is-
I'm saying this.
Yeah, for you to say that is, yeah.
But I realized this when Fletch was in, because I think it was the 2-2 game, was it Burnley?
Yeah.
The substitutions he was making, I was like, it took me back. I was like, yeah, this is it. Like, this is us. Like, this
The
is
best
really us.
football we've seen before Carrick was under Ollie. That's the best football
Yeah.
we've seen post Fergie.
Honestly. And it was like, it kind of just hit me. Like, when I saw that, when I saw the subs he made, the way we played, yes, we drew the game, but I was like, yeah, this is a feeling I haven't felt in a long time. And I could see like the team was. So I just feel like, there has to be some sort of cultural connection. And I don't know where Ancelotti. I mean, when you have a manager that's been through so many, AC Milan, Real Madrid. I mean, he's been around the block. I don't know if he'll be able to get that sort of. He's already given his heart to Chelsea. He's given it to Everton before. Now it's us. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think you've seen before and after pictures of Ruben Amorim, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Jose Mourinho of managing United and what this club can do to you. Ancelotti's 66. Like the stress we would bring upon the man, you'd probably be ill. Do you know what I mean? So I want to wish it upon
imagine
anyone.
all the interviews. Like, this guy needs to sleep, man. Like,
Yeah. He's just nodding off in presses, just
bro,
like.
he needs to sleep.
Do you remember
Seriously.
you look at Roy Hodgson, you're like, this dude just needs to retire. Like,
Yeah,
he's
like,
like
it gets to a
74,
point.
and you're like, mate, just
Fucking hell.
you need to hang it
And
up.
also,
It's done,
how
mate.
are you listening to a 74-year-old in the dressing room?
Yeah.
They're coming in like half limping, a bit fucking hit a little bit, and they're like, "Come on, lads, you've got to get going." And it takes like takes it out of you. Obviously, they've had a long career, man. I think managing Brazil is slightly different because you're not constantly on it, are you?
I think as well, Ancelotti is the guy you bring in when you're already doing well and you want to go to the next level.
Yeah.
And United aren't there yet. We aren't that
Yeah.
team. Like Chelsea were at that level. They wanted to go to the next level and win stuff. And they brought him in, and he did the same at Madrid. They were sort of middling around for a bit, and then he came to Madrid and turned them into like Champions League after Champions League after Champions League, and just sort of thing. I don't think he's the guy to do that for United. Maybe in like, say he was a bit younger, and in a couple of years' time we were just on the edge of like trying to get to a league title. Then you bring him in and to get you over the line. But I don't think it's the right time for him now.
Yeah, I think international role as well would be complications. And again, we could say this with all of them, can't we? Yeah. Like transitioning mid-season and not having a proper pre-season, we've seen what it can do. So that's going to be a complication with each one of them. Simon saying, let's skip the chance whilst the Glazers still have a say in United's direction. You won't have longevity and true change. And Dan saying Ancelotti will bring in midfield stability. He's the master of the midfield. Always helps when you have Luka Modric, Cruz, and Casemiro, innit? Yeah. Can we stop with this nose the league bollocks? From memory, the only managers you might argue knew the league for winning it were Ranieri and Kenny Dalglish. Yeah, but if you look at the managers currently, though, who are near the top, Pep's an anomaly, right? He obviously came through Barcelona, different. Arteta knew the league because he managed at City, and they're currently top of the league. Unai Emery knew the league, he managed at Arsenal, and now he's in the top 4. Michael Carrick knows the league just because he's been assistant to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Like, so it can kind of vary. Do you know
that's and that's a fair point. Like whoever wrote that, like I was you, right? A week ago or 2 weeks ago. I was one of those people who used to be like, don't even mention that he knows the league sort of thing. Like I was, but I'm just giving you my observation based on what, like, just what we've seen. Like if we're going to pick apart like the pros and cons, that has to count for something because the Premier League is not like any other league. Unfortunately,
no, it is.
It's a different beast altogether. So
yeah.
By the way, I need to order the Real Reds mug because I just realized I've been drinking out of this like granny looking.
Speaking about Ancelotti being a boomer, and he's got a Polka.
It looks like your mum's. It looks like your mum's mug.
It looks like a granny. Like that's what your grand. I saw it in the video. I was like, Jesus Christ! Like, I never even.
Polka dot.
Yeah, I need to get. Yeah, I need to get.
I'll send it to you, Jimmy. I'll send it to you.
It's an interesting choice. Right, moving on to Thomas Tuchel. Again, current manager of England national team. A lot of hopes heading into this World Cup. With what he's done with the team. If you look at his trophy cabinet, Champions League winner with Chelsea, domestic titles in France, cup honours in Germany. As a strong style, you could probably say, does clash with players. Got a decent win percentage with most places that he's been. Can play a variety of football. Very, very flexible. Most clubs that he's been to. Again, Premier League experience. Take it for what you want. Obviously, coached Chelsea and did a good job with Chelsea initially when he came in, setting them up defensively. And also managing egos and players. You think about
top
the places
as well.
he has been.
PSG, Dortmund.
I mean, the players he had to manage at PSG and Chelsea, like, it just... Yeah, on another
Bayern
level.
As well, like Bayern, big egos of Bayern as well.
It can be, like I said, a bit demanding. Sometimes a reputation for friction with boards and players. So how would that naturally gel with Ineos, Sam, I suppose, is the first question. Would that work?
Yeah, like he's not known for sort of keeping his mouth shut, is he? Tuchel. Like he speaks his mind and he will say what he feels, regardless of whether it's the right time or not. So obviously, that didn't work at Chelsea because at Chelsea, you toe the line and you do as they say, or you say goodbye. Like we saw that Pochettino, didn't he? He sort of was not happy with the way transfers were handled and he was given the hook. Maresca spoke out in that press conference, didn't he? And said it was the worst 48 hours ever and he wasn't referring to the players. He was gone. So, yeah, Ineos is a similar thing. We saw Ruben Amorim say some stuff in a press conference which effectively ended his job. Like, had he not said that, could Amorim probably still be here? Maybe. It certainly seemed like that's what they were backing in the way they were going. So, yeah, that would be a risk. But I think every manager on this list, there is a risk in some way. So I don't think there is a perfect candidate where you go, this is a guy, he ticks every single box. There's risks on every single one. So that's just the one you have to take with Tuchel, I suppose.
Yeah. Shivit, the thing that's pushed with Tuchel is he's more of maybe a tournament manager. From what you've seen from the work he's done at other clubs, would he be someone who interests yourself to bring in? And do you think he could do a good job?
Yeah, I think profile-wise, he's probably closest, in my opinion. I'm not his biggest fan, to be honest. I'll be honest with that. But I don't know. Like Amorim has scarred me with this three at the back thing, and he really has. And we know how Thomas Tuchel. I've seen his in operation. It's amazing. It's great, but I just don't want to have another episode like that. I think
he does. He doesn't always play that system though. It's not always like.
I know.
It's very different. Very, very different.
Yeah. I know, but I just don't want to risk it. I just don't want to risk having a manager like that. You know,
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just connecting my thing.
No, you're right though in what you say. Like I agree. Like
So that side of him scares me. But I think on paper, I think he's probably the ideal so far. But then the thing about him falling out with players, and he's very outspoken, he's very headstrong. That hasn't always. I know people like to see that as a positive, but that hasn't always worked in our favor when it comes to managers. Like there's always some sort of clash with the board, with the players. There's always some issue here or there. And I know people have a lot to say about, managers like De Zerbi and stuff, but every time Tuchel left a job, it wasn't always in the nicest way. There was always some sort of, he left Bayern in a bit of a huff. Chelsea, same thing. Probably Dortmund was probably the most, easy one. But yeah, that's where I stand on him.
The conversation surrounding this thing about like obviously it's going to a model at United where they want more of a head coach, right? Who just do your work on the ground and we'll sort kind of the recruitment and everything else above. But then what managers are successful, Sam, who aren't doing that? Because I think about ones near the top now. Arteta absolutely has a huge influence at Arsenal.
Yep.
Pep he's basically controlling 90% of it at City. I would imagine, like he has his kind of fingers in pies. I don't know what they call it.
Yeah.
And Unai Emery brought his own basic like fucking setup into Aston Villa with Monchi and all these guys. So why go down that route? Is it a proven one, or they're doing it more to just manage kind of where we're at as a club because how it's been managed previously? Does that make sense?
I think Arteta earned the control that he's now got. I don't think he had it originally. I think when he came in, he was literally just a head coach, and it was ran by he's gone to Forest now. He was Edu.
Yeah.
He was the guy who ran everything, wasn't he? The transfers and that sort of stuff. And then obviously as time's gone on, Edu's left. Arteta's got a bit more control, and he's earned it. And Pep, I think, as Chivy just destroys his desk on the way out, I think Pep is just one of those managers, isn't it? Like if you're bringing him in, he has to have control just because of what he's done and where he's been. Like that's just who he is, and I think City knew that. I think if and when Pep leaves and a new manager comes in, he isn't going to have the control that Pep has at City. Like it's just not going to be the case. Liverpool, Jurgen Klopp didn't have full control. Like he didn't want Mo Salah, and they brought him in. Obviously, he's been extremely successful. Arne Slot, I imagine, doesn't have much control at Liverpool. If he does, then he's very good at convincing the board to spend hundreds of millions of pounds on players. So it's it's interesting. So I think that is modern football now. There is a board above them with the transfers and the committee and all that sort of stuff, and that's just the way it works. And if you at a club for a longer time, you eventually get more control and more of a say and more of a thing because you've proven yourself winning stuff and becoming successful. So I think that's just the way modern football is in a minute.
T2's got an interesting opinion. He said Tuchel would fall out with everyone and he's a vegan, which annoys me.
That's the issue you've got with him. He's a vegan.
Yeah. Can you imagine protesters outside Old Trafford saying we don't want a vegan in charge? Fuck off.
Yeah.
So weird. That's a weird issue to have with a manager. His diet.
Listen,
I understand it. I understand it. Man, because, I mean, it says a lot about you.
Right, we are not diving into a vegan debate here on the live thing. That just save that for a different time. Right, well, I don't know if Mauricio Pochettino's a vegan. I don't know what he fancies. But
He's from, where's he from?
Argentina.
Yeah, he's definitely not a vegan. He's definitely not a vegan.
I can't imagine him being a vegan, but maybe he is someone who's slightly less less corrosive. Is that a word to use? Maybe about Poch than other managers.
I mean, he
like
fell out with Chelsea, did he?
I mean,
well, everyone does.
Yeah, it's true. That's very true.
It's Chelsea.
Unless
It's
you're
Chelsea.
Avram Grant or something.
Yeah, yeah. In which case, he's definitely a vegan. He's a boring cunt, Avram Grant. Yeah. My God. Right. Anyway, Mauricio Pochettino, again, current manager of the US men's national team. Another one preparing for 2026. Another one who people will be looking at. Been out of the league for quite a while. In regards to his trophy cabinet, moderate compared to the likes of Ancelotti and a few of the other managers that we've mentioned.
What's he won?
Well, he's won cups and in like fucking France and stuff like that. I think. Did he win? Did he win
a league
title?
cup? He won a league cup with Spurs. I think
Champions League final with Tottenham as well. Won it against Liverpool. I don't know if he won the league or not.
He lost it. Did it? Is it Lyon?
Lille.
Marseille.
Lille.
Yeah.
Lille, yeah.
2 years.
2 years. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so he won one of them. I think he won the last one before he left.
Okay. Let us know. We'll come back to it.
I think,
we'll find out. We're not that rich enough yet to have a producer. We could just do a little background check there, and we can get the information up. But we'll find. I'll have a look at it in a moment. Some people may mention, obviously, the big things that we want to look at are trophies, managing big egos, those kind of things. But I do think the work that he done with Spurs on that kind of budget to maintain him in Champions League positions is a feather in his cap, whether people want to admit it or not. And obviously, the earlier work that he did with Southampton as well and developing players was really good. But having been away for so long, will it be harder to convince the fan base, maybe, Chivy, with this one a little bit more?
Yeah, I think the time has passed. Like when it was between him and Ten Hag, I remember I was kind of leaning towards Pochettino over Ten Hag, but I think the time has passed now. I don't even want to believe that this is a credible source, because I don't see any world where a company as ambitious as Ineos would look to Pochettino. I don't see it personally. And I think he's just a name filler, to be honest. He's available. He probably would. I mean, who was it that reported this? Was it
Simon Stone from the BBC?
Simon Stone. All right. Okay.
Yeah, but Simon Stone, honestly,
he's legit.
He's a good journalist.
He's legit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
we need to edit this just in case.
Edit a live stream.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, when we put out. But what I'm saying is, I struggle to think that he's a serious candidate. Maybe his name is there just to
he's on the list. I think he's on the list because he was on the list previously, and I just think he's on that list. And I think it's a name you can put out there who people will recognize and know. I think if you put out, I'm sure there's probably a name like Sebastian Hoeneß from Stuttgart is on the list. But if you put that name out, most people are going to be like, who the fuck's this guy? I don't know who this guy is. Whereas most people know who Mauricio Pochettino is because if you've watched the Premier League at any point, like you know who he is.
It's difficult, to be honest. It's difficult to actually to assess him right now based on anything he's done recently, because right now he manages the United States. I'm not watching. I haven't seen any of the games.
Well, they didn't have to qualify either, did it? Because they've hosted the World Cup.
They've hosted it, yeah.
To qualify.
Pretty much like the World Cup is going to be like I don't know, like an audition basically, and the news is going to go crazy. Every time Germany wins a game, or England wins a game, or Brazil wins a game, or the USA,
stick United in your headline. That's it.
That's it. It's just going to go crazy. I don't really know what to judge the guy off by. Based on what he did at Spurs, maybe, but yeah.
But do you think maybe as well how well they do in that tour, all of them? So how far they go will maybe dictate their future?
Possibly, but then also it's the way we play. I think football has evolved now to a point where it's all about like we're talking about so many times, where it's all about systems and having a system that gets the best out of the players that you have. Now, if whoever shows that the most will probably be, as far as I think whoever shows that sort of tactical nous will probably be front runner. But then if England go ahead and win it, then yeah, it's just going to be crazy.
They're not
Tuchel's
going to get rid of
United.
him. They're not going to get
Yeah.
like if they win. There's no way, and that's if Thomas Tuchel wins the World Cup with England, he is not managing Man United. It's not happening.
Yeah.
But England is a top job in terms of like footballing and stuff like that. But no manager wants to be an international manager. They want to be a club manager. That's what most managers want to do.
But if they win a World Cup, though,
they win a World Cup, but they could sign off and then he could basically write his check to any club in the world who's looking for a manager and be like,
why not go win another one though?
Well, yeah, you potentially could
go win a Euro.
You could basically just win it and just be like, right, any club in the world who's looking for a manager, I'll take it.
It does seem to be a bit of a short-term contract that he's got with him. I think it was like 18 months or something like that. Or
it's just this tournament, isn't it?
It's this tournament, and then they'll see afterwards. I just don't see a world that can you imagine the feeling behind you? You saw what it was like behind Southgate, and Tuchel's twice the manager Southgate is. If Tuchel wins it, the whole country will be behind him. There's no way England will get rid of him. There's no way.
Agree. Yeah, he's not. Yeah, I have to agree. He would at least go for one more competition.
Yeah,
maybe the Euros. All right, we've won the World Cup. Let's do a Spain. Let's do a Germany. World Cup and Euros. Let's. So yeah, I have to agree. I don't think he leaves after that.
It's all about your stock in how far you go in the tournament and how your team looks. Because I do think the next man we're going to talk about, Julian Nagelsmann, when you've watched his Germany team, they do set up nice. I do like how kind of it ebbs and flows and his rotation, his patterns. Like they look really, really good. Another one, Germany's national manager. Good work at Leipzig. Interesting what went down at kind of Bayern Munich. Obviously won titles at Bayern Munich, but again, it's one of those like who hasn't won titles at Bayern Munich
and who hasn't fallen out with the board at Bayern Munich as well.
Yeah. It reached a very high level with like Hoffenheim early days, Leipzig, like strong tactically. That's one of the biggest things. He's like almost a bit of a professor, dresses like one as well.
He needs to if he comes to United, he needs to just calm down on the suits.
And the really tight polo necks and like the kind of things. Saying that, Van Nistelrooy rocked a bit of a polo neck, a bit of a turtleneck.
But he's looked a little bit more classy. Like this guy wears the turtleneck with like checked.
He does. That's true.
bit of German
quirk. It was like skinny pants as well, wasn't it? Like really skinny chinos,
like grey check trousers and then white trainers. Like,
it's just weird.
But in this, we have someone who, when we was looking at Ruben Amorim, he was supposed to be the next young, modern, tactical coach with no Premier League experience. Would this maybe Sam get chucked at in our faces again if we go for a Nagelsmann?
Yeah, 100%. Any manager we get who is not from the Premier League or is not is an unknown entity. Like, I'm not saying Julian Nagelsmann is unknown, but most people who watch Premier League football probably don't have much of an idea who he is or what he's done, because most of his work's been done in the Bundesliga. Like, it's not been in anywhere else in Europe. Like, I'm sure when Amorim was signed, most people were like, who? Sporting manager? Like, they had no idea who he is. So same with Ten Hag, I'd imagine. So it's one of those where people are just going to be like, oh, he failed at Bayern, which he didn't because he won titles. And I think he's got the best win rate of any Bayern manager. I think up until recently, maybe with Vincent Kompany, who had that. Didn't he have like, is it 12 games winning or something?
Kompany's just smashing it.
So maybe Vincent Kompany's like beating him. But before Kompany, he had the best win rate of any Bayern manager. So like he wasn't doing too badly. But he fell out with players. He fell out with the board. He was turning up to training on a scooter and stuff. Like, it was just all this like stuff. Like, the board was like, you can't be showing up to training on a scooter. Like, it's just not how a manager presents himself.
He had a better record than Hitzfeld.
Yeah. Like he was like, I'll pull it up in a minute, but he's really good. But he's got an average 50% win rate, 95 losses in his career, 95 wins in his career. Sorry, I've got this all wrong. 238 wins in his career, 95 draws, 84 losses. Prefers a 4-2-3-1 formation, but obviously he's a flexible tactical guy, so he's not married to that formation. Average 1.96 points per match. He'd be my ideal choice. He's 38, so he's not anywhere near his peak, even in terms of experience yet. He's worked with Christopher Vell at Leipzig as well, so he's identified young talent and knows how to sort of move them through the system and build them up to a good level. I just think, yeah, he's going to be in major demand after this World Cup. So,
sorry, T2's just put a comment in.
Yeah.
He's got some in his things there. I don't know what it is. See, Nagelsmann wears shit clobber and skateboards.
He does.
Can you imagine Fergie or some on a skateboard? It's just like,
Yeah.
listen, for me personally, I don't give a shit.
No,
what they
it's
wear
irrelevant.
or what they
It's
do. Like,
irrelevant.
if
It's
they
irrelevant.
are winning games on the pitch,
Yeah.
mate, you can turn up on a scooter or Vespa all day long, mate. Like, do that. I've got no problem. You know, but when Van Gaal won an FA Cup, he was a bit of an odd bean money, but people weren't complaining because he won a trophy. So that makes no difference to me. I'm not looking at that. I'm looking at how their man management is, how they handle pressure, how tactically flexible are they, like those kind of things is what I'm looking for in a manager.
You could be as boring or as eccentric as you like. Like, if you win us a Premier League title, nobody's going to be talking about that shit.
Carrick is just, I mean, he is as straightforward as
He's
you
a
get.
regular dude,
very
isn't it?
chilled,
He's just a regular man. Like,
just doesn't get overwhelmed, doesn't get thingy, just gets on with the job.
They only start to pick at that stuff when you're losing or not having a good time, like, or there's things going wrong. Like, remember when Onana was having a bad time and there was that paper article about him dropping his keys in a grid, and stuff like that. And it's just that's what they leech onto. But if you're winning, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, it does become a thing, doesn't it? Listen, if we're doing a conclusion on this debate, lads, after everything we discussed, Ancelotti, right? You got maybe the safest short-term, medium kind of option if it's just trophies that are priority. But I don't feel like Ineos are going to go with that. With Tuchel, you've got a blend of Premier League experience. You would say an elite tactical mind, big match experience. With Poch, maybe someone more of a strong culture builder, player developer, will work more closely with Ineos and be more of a head coach. And then Nagelsmann is not an unknown entity, but maybe not as convincing as an Ancelotti or Tuchel, let's just say, throw it out there. It'd be a bit more unknown, the depths of what he would do at the club. I think that's probably fair to say. So who would you go with out of that four? And are you sticking with Nagelsmann, Sam? Because I know you're a big fan of him.
Yeah, Nagelsmann would be my choice. Like, just personally, I think he would be the option I would go with for the reasons I've just got into. If I'm Ineos, I think Tuchel's their choice. I think that's the guy they want and the guy they will end up going for. Unless Carrick wins every single game for the rest of the season and puts us in a position that's untenable where they have to give him the job. And then I'll be happy to back Carrick to the hilt and be like, yeah, fuck it, let's go. Like, I will back him. But I think Tuchel's Ineos' favourite. My personal would be Nagelsmann.
Chive, out of the four, and I know you're an advocate for Carrick as well if he does well, but out of the four names that we mentioned,
Carrick.
You're having Carrick, aren't you? You like him?
I'm having Carrick. Like, I've seen enough. Like, if it continues the way it is, like, obviously I need a larger sample size, but from how I just see things playing out, the way the freedom, everyone's just back in their right positions, and sometimes that's what you need. Sometimes you don't need the egos. Sometimes you don't need someone who's going to be fiery. You just need someone to get the best out of the players you have. And that's what happens. And with this brilliant group of players that we have, thank God people like Rashford, Garnacho, and the rest of them are here. Now we have some real killers. And with those kind of people, you don't need over coaching. You really don't. You just need, organize them off the ball pretty well. Put them in there and just give them freedom. And for me, I think if he carries on the way he is, then he should be a contender. I'm not saying he should get the job, but he should definitely be in contention. As far as the candidates, I'm not a big fan of either. Of any of them, to be honest. Like, I like more of like a
Chivy wants Xavi. Chivy wants Xavi, don't you?
Xavi sort of guy. Yeah. My ideal replacement would be the current Spanish manager, but then that's a pipe dream. That's never happened. So that's
you never know. You never know. Crazier things have happened in football.
Who are you having, Nick? Are you having
out of that specific list?
Yeah, obviously Carrick. You'll back Carrick if he does well, but
he's going too cool.
Going Tuchel.
Correct. I've said Tuchel for a long, long time.
Yeah, he's been advocate for Tuchel.
Yeah.
What about bringing back Ralph Rangnick? Anyone?
I always liked Rangnick. I always said I like Rangnick. I don't think his time at the club is like an indictment on him, really.
No, it's not his fault.
I think you can see the way he was setting his team up with like Austria when he was playing in the Euros. Whatever. Like,
they did well. Didn't they get to like the quarters?
He's got an incredible mind. You listen to the guy talk about football, like he knows his shit. Like when he talks about it. Was it him who said you can't get half pregnant? Was that what he said?
It's like you either press or you don't. Like you're pregnant or you're not.
Can't
be half pregnant.
Why do we did it for
people? Yeah, he's definitely managers. But I think I was thinking this before, right? Because I was watching Arteta's press conference and a few other managers, and the ones near the very, very top, most of them are Spanish first and foremost, and most of them are very controlling and
psychotic.
They are quite literally psychotic. Yeah. I'm almost worried if they're not psychotic that they're not going to be good at the job, because I look at Unai Emery, he's a nutcase.
He's mental.
He's an absolute nutcase when he talks. Pep is another one who
he's out of his fucking mind.
You watch Pep into press conference, he is just off the cuff.
This is a dude who was scratching his own face when he was losing and making marks on his face and his head.
But there is a thing in there, they say like geniuses do have that level of like craziness where they almost overdo it sometimes. It's just like, I don't know, man. Maybe we need a bit of a...
Fergie was out of his fucking mind. Like Fergie was absolutely out.
Fergie was more like a but he was more like controlled. Like
but he was still psychotic. He's like, this is a guy who kicked a boot at David Beckham's head because you know what I mean. Like he's fucking.
A guy who lost a final and was there at 4 a.m. the next day. The only guy there, like, right, I'm gonna fuck it.
He's just not. He's not well. Like this is a guy who took on Roy Keane. Like head to head, like he's not a well guy.
I think you have to have that level of just fucking insanity almost to get by, especially at a club like Manchester United. Because if you don't, it'll turn you fucking insane. It's what we've done with previous managers. So off the list I would go Thomas Tuchel, but I feel the opposite way. We spoke about Carrick before, so I'm gonna get into it too. I feel the opposite way about it because I do feel like, and I hope it's not. I hope he continues playing the way we're doing and we keep getting results. But I feel like it's a bit of a honeymoon period, and I think ultimately managers will start getting used to how he's setting up and seeing quirks and seeing patterns and rhythms. And I feel like he'll end up not getting found out, but it won't be as rosy and there'll be more question marks. But I hope not, because I think the brief from every single fan when he first came in, everything he's done, like Sesko started scoring again. Bruno Fernandes is closer to him. He's in a 10 role playing a lot better. We've gone back to a back 4. Kobbie Mainoo's back on the pitch playing football really, really well. Everything's gone tick,
simple.
Tick,
it's
tick,
simple
tick,
stuff.
And honestly,
we all knew it. We all knew it.
I think people don't realize that the midfield we have is probably, and obviously Amorim has kind of fucked things up, but then I think we have probably the most balanced midfield out of the top teams. Like with having Casemiro, Bruno, and Kobbie, like 3 different.
It's a good blend.
We've just got 3 different players that
complement.
No depth, at all.
No, I'm just saying, but just that 3 alone, if they can stay fit, like they complement it. I don't think we've seen anything.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Forward, I think it's crazy. I think what we have, when I look at those players, I think what we have is insane, and I don't think we've seen anything yet.
When we've got everybody available, our starting 11 is a top 4 team. It is. Like you look at that starting 11, like it's a top 4 team, but it's just like me and Chivy have said, you just got to play them in the right positions in the right way, and you'll get the best out of them. Like it's that.
Look
easy.
at Sesko. I was looking at this yesterday. Sesko, 2 games, two goals in 17 previous appearances.
Yeah.
And as soon as he's got 4.
5.
2 against 5, I think, or some crazy.
And he's got and he got 2 assists as well.
A couple of assists. Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane how within a couple of games he's tripled. His return in the first. So
he's managed it perfectly. Perfectly.
Yeah.
Like even benching Sesko, people say, "Oh well, he's in a bit of form. What are you doing?" But like you got senior players there who can, if he's coming on and scoring, if Cunha's coming on and scoring, no one's going to be complaining because everyone's.
But like, it's almost because he is a young player. Like you've benched him, and now he's hungry. He's like, I want to play. I want to score. I want to score. So when you do bring him on, he's just like he goes all out to score. Like he came on, didn't he? He hit the post and probably should have scored, and then eventually got his goal. So it's like he's so hungry to play and to impress. You've almost like created that situation by benching him, which is something Fergie used to do all the time. He'd bench players and be like, bring them on and be like, right, go prove me wrong why you should be starting. And they'd go on and do it.
That is, ladies and gentlemen, what you call management. We put a poll up at the start of the show. Ancelotti, Tuchel, Poch, Nagelsmann. 24% gone with Ancelotti. 28% have gone with Thomas Tuchel. 8% have gone with Pochettino.
Interesting.
And 40% have gone with Nagelsmann. And they're all Sam's burner accounts. So
Yes.
that doesn't count.
That is my burner accounts. Yes, my burner accounts are Shreyas. That's Debbie, my girlfriend, and Mochi the cat as well. That's all them.
There you go. So Nagelsmann wins the vote. Just before we head off, guys, just a quick little plug on a Friday night, if you don't mind me. If it allows me to, yes, it will. Merchandise, hoodies. Chivy's got one on there. You can see it on the screen as well. Hoodies, caps, mugs, all available in the description. We've got a couple of more ideas that we're thinking about coming out as well. So stay tuned for those kind of things. And also as well, loads of stuff going off on socials at the moment. Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter for all your latest news, for all your latest transfer stuff, for all the clips from the show. They're all the handles are there. I know the majority of you follow us already anyway, but
you need to update that Instagram one because we have reached 10k. We're actually on 10
I have actually updated it, but that's the wrong one. So, but I actually have updated it.
We've reached 10.5k. So yeah, I appreciate everybody's come and followed us and interacted with us because it's absolutely blowing off. So I appreciate everybody's come and done that.
We should do granny mugs as well. What do you think?
Granny mug.
Granny mugs, yeah, with the real Reds. That's merch.
Right, okay.
Who's buying this shit? Who's buying this?
Grannies. Do we have a demographic? Let's
have a look at our demo and see how many people 65 plus.
65 plus. I reckon there'd be one or two,
audience.
maybe.
Right, I've got the audience up. So you guys make a guess what the age demographic is. So 65 plus years, what percentage do you think?
I'm here, by the way. I don't know why my camera's gone off. Percentage, I'll just go very quickly because I'm not on the screen. 10%.
Jimmy?
15.
You're both wrong. It's 6%.
6%. Oh, that's something, no. You've got to have a bit of an OAP background and all that kind of stuff with OAPs, fellow OAPs on the show. So I appreciate you all. Right, just joking. There's the new one, by the way, that's on the screen. Just to clarify. So yeah, there you go. Updated Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We'll leave you guys at that. Enjoy your weekend. It is a 12:30 kickoff tomorrow. Don't forget, early kickoffs will be live around 11:30, and then with the post match as well. And we'll have a members video dropping on the channel, and then Sunday social as well. So busy weekend. Appreciate you all. Lots of